Hi friends, I hope you're all doing great and safe over there. And today I'm back with another video. This is Chandana from Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering, pursuing third year in Electronics and Communication domain. In today's session, I will be discussing about the subject embedded system. Before starting today's session, let us see what is meant by embedded system. An embedded system is a computer system, a combination of computer processor, computer memory, and input-output peripheral devices that has a dedicated function within a larger mechanical or electronic system. Let us see what are the contents that is going to be discussed in today's session. In today's session, we will be discussing about RISC, CISC, advantages and disadvantages of RIC and CIC and their differences. Let us see their explanations one by one. What is RISC? That is RISC. RISC stands for Reduced Instruction Set, and it is a microprocessor that is designed to perform smaller number of computer instructions types, so it can operate at high speed and performing maps. RISC uses less hardware and system operates at higher speeds. The most widely used RISC microprocessor are ARM CPUs found in every smartphones and countless devices. Let us see what is ARM full form. ARM stands for Advanced RISC Machine. Let us see the architecture of RISC. The architecture of RISC is given here. The architecture of RISC contains hardware control unit, data path, data cache, instruction cache, main memory. This is the architecture of RISC, where RISC performs its operations with respect to the architecture that is given. Let us see what is the advantages and disadvantages of RISC. The advantages of RISC is it has less number of instructions and the execution is faster since it has separate unit for memory and data. The space can be saved. What are the disadvantages of RISC? Let us see what are the disadvantages of RISC. Designing compiler using RISC is little bit complicated and it involves more hardware units. Let us see what is CISC, that is CISC. CISC stands for Complex Instruction Set Computer. A computer in which individual instructions may perform many operations and take many cycles to execute. Here, a single instruction performs many operations. Less instruction is needed to write an application. As we all know, less instruction is needed to write an application, which means a single instruction may perform many operations. It provides easier programming in assembly language, which means it is easy to learn for one programmer. It is easy to learn this language and it is easier programming in assembly level language. Support for complex data. It supports for complex data structures and easy comprehension of high-level languages. As compared to RISC, CISC is lesser complex. As we all can see, CISC architecture is given here, which controls control memory, control unit, instruction and data path, cache, and main memory. This is the architecture where CISC can be operated using this particular architecture. Let us see what are the disadvantages and advantages of CISC. Advantages. Microprogramming is easy assembly language to implement and less expensive than hardwiring a control unit. That is, it is less expensive and assembly language is easier to learn. The disadvantages is the performance of machine slow down due to amount of clock time taken by different instruction will be dissimilar. That is, the completion of operation takes more time as the clock time is taken by different instruction is not similar, that is it is different. The, these are considered as advantages and disadvantages of RISC and CISC. Let us see the difference between RISC and CISC. As we all know, RISC is known as reduced instruction set, where CISC is called as complex instruction set, and the number of instruction is less in RISC as compared to CISC, and that is particular instructions, a single instructions can perform many operations, whereas the number of instructions used in CISC is more compared to RISC. The addressing modes in RISC is less and the addressing mode that are used in CISC is more. It is in a fixed instruction format, that is a particular format is used for RISC and the operations will perform on those fixed instruction format, whereas in RISC the variable instruction it works in a variable instruction format, which means the instructions for different parameters is not similar, it is dissimilar. Hence, the instruction format varies for each and every instruction it is given. Let us see the RISC consumes less power. Here, RISC consumes less power for its operation, whereas CISC consumes high power. The power consumption is high in CISC to complete its clock cycle or an operation. The CISC process are highly pipelined, whereas CISC processes are less pipelined. Let us see what is RISC process. What is mean by RISC processor are highly pipelined. Which means it was introduced to execute as fast as one instruction per clock cycle. This RISC pipeline helps to simplify the computer architecture design. That it is, which means highly pipeline means the architecture of computers is highly simplified, whereas the architecture of computer using CISC is less simplified, that is it is more complex. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment and subscribe.